Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and dreamers of all ages, welcome to the Disney Countdown Show.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Disney Countdown Show. My name is Megan, aka the Magical Millennial. I am joined today by my co-host, the Dapper Danielle, and we are so excited to be here. April is here, y'all. Spring is here. The second half of the Disney Countdown Show Season 3 is here. Woo! You all are here. And guess what? Today is the day for D23 Expo tickets. And actually, in the next 5 minutes, your girl is going to be entering the queue to purchase because it is the gold member pre-sale. I have been a very happy and avid Disney D23 gold member since, for years now. And I am very excited about this pre-sale. So Danielle, I will be hopping in the queue in 5 minutes, and I'll be giving you a little live update.
we keeping it real here on the podcast, right? You know, we when we do our bonus episodes, we walked around the theme parks live, and we did all this. I feel like when we go out to D23, so as of right now, y'all, yes, Megan the Magical Millennial and myself, we will be there at D23 at the expo, and I'm thinking we're gonna have to walk around one day and either film some bonus content or do a whole bonus episode, kind of like what we did with like Santa J. Claus. And we know so many people that are also going to be there. That could be a lot of really fun like guest experiences and guest like random in the moment interviews, which would be so cool.
Yes, there's going to be there'll be so many creators there. There'll be so many, just the Disney community at D23 is the most spectacular thing I really have ever seen. There's nothing else like it. I mean, you have amazing cosplayers, you have amazing creators, people who are a part of the Walt Disney Company that make the magic happen. It is truly an amazing event, and I fully agree. We will be doing some very special content from the expo just to give you guys a sneak peek as to what's going on behind the scenes. Obviously, you will be able to see a lot of the live streaming that happens at the panels, but we'll give you a little peek as to the show behind the show, which will be fun. Yeah.
And if you are currently buying your tickets and you're making your plans, I made a video about this last night, and I don't feel like it did as well as it needs to, but as if you are a cosplayer or you are planning out your time, or maybe you're buying your tickets before you rent out your hotel stuff, make sure that you have a plan for your bags, because the Honda Center has a strict no bag policy. This is not from Disney. It is from the Honda Center, because it is, I guess, an NFL stadium technically.
Yes.
And so this is from NFL. And so you need to plan
NHL,
accordingly. Or NHL, yes. They have a strict no bag policy, so you will not be able to bring in your lounge flies. You will not be able to bring in your shopping bags from D23. So just plan accordingly as you are making and planning out your time. I know we have so many planners here, and when they listen to our show, they're currently working, or they're pre-planning their trip months out in advance. And some of you are already pre-planning your trip for D23. Just bear this in mind as you're making those plans.
Yes, and that's a very good point, because there's a lot of new things that are happening at D23 this year. So if you want to stay up to date on all the things going on, especially for D23, please be sure to follow us on the socials. Of course, we have our personal socials. I am the Magical Millennial _ on TikTok, Threads, Instagram, all the stuff. And then she is the Dapper Danielle. And we also have at Disney Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, where we post some extra fun content on there, and Pod Disney on Twitter /the X. And again, you can watch us weekly on YouTube, where you can see our smiling faces as we are talking to you on the podcast.
Actually, speaking of personal pages, I realize on Facebook, there's another person that goes by Dapper Danielle. Remember, y'all, on the Facebook pages, if you're one of my Facebook listeners, it is the Dapper Danielle. There is only one the Dapper Danielle. And that's the best way to find my page on Facebook if you're one of those listeners too. So just bear that in mind. The other one, no association.
Yes, we are both the. You have to put the before the name to get to the right person.
We just like being fancy like that. You can't see it, but I just did a hair flip if you're listening, so it was very dramatic.
A little more exclusive. Don't mean to toot our own horns or anything, but you know.
It's true. But we do have a lot of really fun stuff to get to through some Disney news, some possible trip info, all good things. And we also have a lot of fan mail to get through too, Megan.
So exciting.
So I feel like we should go ahead and jump into one of these first ones. These are going to be reviews that were posted over on Apple. If you listen to us over on Spotify, those are going to be star systems over on Apple's where you can actually write out not only your stars but also everything else in between. So Megan, do you want to read this first one? Or actually,
sure,
you're 20 seconds down from having to enter into the queue line for D23. Do you need to focus on that real quick?
Gasp. You know what,
you do that for a second. I'll read mine first.
You got this.
How about
one
that?
Okay, that sounds good, and then we'll go back to mine. Okay, go for it. Oh my god, it's open.
Okay, do that thing.
Wait, okay. No, I had it open when I went before we started recording, so I'm actually in line. I'm in line, everybody. Okay. So you're in line, and now you're just waiting for it to come live, correct? Yep. On both my laptop and my phone.
Okay. Well, you'll just have to let us know when it goes live. Then
I will keep you guys posted. Yes.
In live time, everybody is listening to see if Megan the Magical Millennial can purchase her tickets or not. So dramatic.
It's so dramatic. I'm still at the beginning. The little person is walking. Okay. Anyways, Danielle, please go ahead with your first review for the day.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get started. This first one says, amazing. Oh, thank you. And this is from Kayla Me 1990. Fabulous. And she gave us 5 stars. That's so nice of you. And it says, so I have been following Dapper Danielle before due to a friend sending me her TikToks. And I heard of Megan before, but once heard they were doing a podcast together, I was sold. This podcast is my weekly dose of Disney magic to get me through the times I'm waiting to go back to the parks. My friend and I have debates about your list, and these are debates that go on for days. Also, I haven't, oh, wait, hold on. Words are hard.
You're fine.
If you haven't, maybe you should do, their Patreon, because they have so much more fun on the Discord and Patreon, and Danny as well.
That's right.
So much.
Hey, shout out to Danny.
And Danielle and Megan and Danny and Chris. Oh, Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
Have made the most magical and fun podcast that will continue to listen and enjoy. Thank you guys.
Oh, Kayla. Thank you. Oh my gosh. And thank you for being a part of the Patreon as well. We do have a lot of fun over there. We'll get into a little bit more of the Disney Countdown Show Patreon perks in just a second. But thank you, Kayla. That's very, very nice.
Oh, fabulous. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm ready for my review. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. This is from Cassie Brady, and Cassie titles hers More Magic for Me with 5 stars. She says, I started following Megan last year, and she inspired me to try my own solo day at Disneyland. As a fellow SoCal millennial who grew up at Disney, I couldn't believe I was having a completely new experience at the parks. Oh, that just filled up my heart. From there, I started following Danielle and listening to this podcast. It has completely enhanced my Disney experience and brings me more magic throughout the week. I feel like I'm getting more out of my magic key and reliving my childhood. I love listening to their explanations for the top 10 lists, and I've started writing my own list complete with my reasoning right along with them. So fun to feel like I've got friends in the car with me to talk Disney for a couple hours each week. Thank you for the episodes and for bringing me into my Disney adult era. Life has become a lot more magical. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, that was so sweet.
Is this the same Cassie that so we just did our virtual hangout with the Patreons?
This might be Cassie. Was she from SoCal? Did she say where she was from?
Was she from SoCal? But she was going on a solo trip, and her mom was saying like, "Oh, are you sure you're gonna go by yourself?"
That's right. She was kind of like, yeah.
And we were like, we said over the live stream, we're like, "No, girl, I don't think you understand. Me and Megan, we go to the parks by ourselves all the time. We are living our best solo trip era, and that is, we get so much done. We just get to walk around, hang out, and we get to do everything that we want to do. We might be a little selfish in that way, but I said this episodes ago, in 2024, we are protecting our peace, y'all. Do that solo Disney trip. We are 100% endorsing this.
Absolutely. There is never any shame. And first of all, doing things alone in general, but definitely going to Disneyland alone. There is absolutely no shame in that. Solo days, I think, are becoming a lot more prevalent, a lot more regular and a normal thing. And yes, Danielle and I definitely go and do our own things from time to time, just because number one, y'all, we are content creators and we have a schedule to be on, right? So we got to get things done. And the only way to do that is to do things on our own. So sorry, not sorry. Solo days are definitely a regular thing for us. Of course, we love going with friends and it's so much fun. But
and I feel bad
we have a
because
job
we
to
get
do.
distracted and we start talking
We
to
do.
people, and like
Which is
for
fine.
me, I was just in Magic Kingdom and my mom's calling me and she's like, Danielle, what have you gotten done today? And I'm like, not as much as I need to. I kept stopping and talking to cast members and I had like 30-minute conversations with each one of them. And,
which is I love
that's
that
great.
too. Yes,
I can't do that on days when I have my whole family with me.
Right, because you got kind of got to keep moving. You got to keep them entertained as well. So that makes sense. Yes,
and we do have one more 5-star review here. Do you want me to read off this one real quick, Megan?
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay. This one's super simple. This is from Gaming God. Oh, thank you. From Best Podcast Ever, 5 stars, and says, what else can I say other than it's the most magical and dapper Disney podcast you can listen to? Oh, thank you. It's so accurate.
Oh, most magical and dapper. That's so cute. Thank you, Gaming God.
That's so exciting. So exciting.
Love it. I love it.
Well,
okay. And we do have some fan messages. Yes, we got some of the DMs.
You read off yours first, Megan, and then I'll read off mine. I'll wrap us up over here.
Okay, sounds good. Yes. Okay, so this is from Mary on Instagram, and she says, love listening to the DCS every week. Oh my gosh, the Disney Countdown Show. We have our own little acronym.
Do we have our own acronym? Are we getting
this
to
is
that
our acronym?
level?
I think so. I'm so surprised that this is actually the first time someone has used an acronym. At least it's the first time I've seen it.
I mean, yeah, because we've done the DC 22 or 23
DC 33.
DC
right.
33. Words are hard today. Oh my gosh.
You're
all the
fine.
23s and the 33s. For the Patreon followers, but not like calling us like the DCS.
That's our
cool.
show acronym. I love that. Okay. Thank you, Mary. Megan and Danielle, your banter back and forth as well as the countdowns are something I look forward to in the beginning of each week. Thank you for using your platforms and great Disney knowledge to spread a little more magic and pixie dust in the universe. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you for listening and allowing us to spread that pixie dust.
I love that. So exciting.
Yeah.
And then this one is also from Jen on Instagram, and they say, absolutely loving bright star emojis, the new season, great guests, fun list, and news/insights/ratatouilles. This is hands down my favorite podcast. Keep up the great work and magical energy. And now Jen has an idea of top 10 that's Disney ? Movies, not Disney Plus, but movies that created by Disney that people don't realize are Disney, or they're so far out there that it doesn't fit into the normal Disney stereotypes. I think that would be a really great concept.
I wonder if she also means that the movies that I guess are now fall under the Disney umbrella, like for example, from like Fox or movies that were part of another company or under another company at first and now have been acquired by Disney. So that's a good idea. I love that.
Good idea. That could be a very broad spectrum in choices.
Very broad.
Yes.
I
could go on a whole rant about how I think that Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers is the next Disney princess, and I highly, highly believe that.
I love that. I think that's hilarious. I mean, it's kind of relevant too, just because, for example, like during the Super Bowl, I think this was during the Super Bowl, Planet of the Apes is under Disney now, and they're promoting that. I had no idea that was a Disney thing.
Oh, you're right.
So something like that, where even us Disney fans are like, oh, okay, that's a Disney movie? I had no idea. So I like that idea. Thank you so much, Jen. Appreciate that one.
That's a good idea. Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, we also have some new Patreons as part of the Disney Countdown Show Patreon fam, and we would love to welcome Lauren, Brianna, Joe, Taylor, Anne, Giselle, Chica, and Aspen. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the fam. We also we did our little virtual hang recently for March, and it was so much fun. We got to meet some new faces and talk to some ones that we have in previous virtual hangs. So we always have a lot of fun at those. And if you want to be a part of them, if you want to join the Magical Fam, you can go ahead and click the link in our episode notes, or of course, go to patreon.com and search Disney Countdown and you'll find us there. And it was really cool just because we had an experience where our Patreon, who's been a Patreon, I think, since the beginning, this is Maggie. She told us the story of her father. And I won't reveal too many personal details because this is, of course, about Maggie's personal life. But she had an amazing, wonderful, magical story that she told us and had us all in tears because of how wonderful, and special it was. So thank you to Maggie for sharing that. And it just shows how magical, truly magical. Like I was saying this to our producers and to Danielle. Like there's no other way to describe it. Is that Disney brings people together in a way that I honestly I've never seen before. And it's just the whole community rallying around Maggie and yeah, just helping her tell her story was incredible and magical.
Well, and I love that people feel comfortable enough to feel comfortable enough with us to be able to tell us these stories and to let us into their own personal lives, because we know y'all are listening to us all over the place. Maybe you're in your car, maybe you're at home, or maybe you're working and you're like, I really don't want to be working, so I'm distracting myself with a little bit of dose of Disney. We just want to say thank you guys so much for allowing us into your personal lives and just talking about these ratatouilles and about these little tiny things that again, maybe it's random Disney things in the middle of your day that you probably don't care about, but we're going to tell you anyway. It's going to be so many of those great little moments, and we're so pleased to be a part of your day and part of your Disney stuff.
Yes, very honored and grateful to provide a space and a platform for everyone to voice their love for Disney and talk about it. So it was really special. And of course, if you want to join that, if you want to be a part of it, we do have that Patreon. We have 3 tiers that you can join at. So depending on what you want to get out of the Patreon, we have some different levels, different perks that come with it. Of course, all the tiers give you access to the bonus content that we make. We do have our top 11 through 15 for the countdowns that we do. So the ones that barely made the list, we have those every other week, which is super fun. And then, of course, for our D33, which is our top tier, it gives you all the perks, including an exclusive pin. We have, I believe we have a few spots left for our founding members, if I'm not mistaken, Danielle.
Maybe. I think we're down to, we were at just under 40 earlier in the last episode. So I don't know, but those could be full by the time this episode releases. So definitely go in and check it out.
Yes, we have a fun founding member pin that goes out to you if you happen to be the top 50 for the DC33 level.
I can't wait to see it all done. I think it's going to be so cool when it's done in production. So I'm excited to see those.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool. Very cool. But yeah, so we'd love to have you join the fam if you're not a part of it yet. But of course, and this actually is a good time to announce the countdown that we're doing this week. I meant to say it earlier, but we are going to be doing we are going to be counting down our top 5 Jungle Cruise jokes. Now, for those of you who have been listening this season or last season, you'll know that we usually do our top 10 and we split it up in between 2 episodes. But for right now, we are just counting down our top 5 Jungle Cruise jokes. So we have 2 top 5 lists for you coming this week and next. And I'm very excited for this one. But that is our countdown for this week. Yes.
And we're kind of just testing it out. We love our really long countdown list, but with some of these topics and we have more guests that are coming onto the shows here very soon. So we're kind of salt and peppering them in between stuff. So that's why we're kind of testing out these shorter list formats. And I will say this one was very hard for me. And I do believe we're going to use the ones that were our 10 through 6 in our bonus episode, because I have a ton. The little sloth notebook that I write down all my lists on, I have very long notes. So this is going to be a harder list to go through and decide what my top 5 are. So we'll get into that a little bit later. We have some other things that we got to talk about though.
We do. We have some announcements here, both for us personally, Danielle, as well as at the Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts. First off, Danielle, and you guys who are listening, I don't know if you saw on our socials last week, we had a little announcement come out, and this has to do with some friends of ours and some other creators that we have joined up with to create a very special account and a very special project, and it's Disney content. It's something that we came together to do, and we are working with our wonderful producer Danny in creating. And so yeah, we have a whole new account set up,
and we know so many of you that are our regulars, our listeners, and people. Y'all have messaged us over on the socials and over on the gram, or you've been like writing it off in the comments, and you're just like, please explain. I am so confused. What is this? And what is this? What is going on? So this is kind of view this as like the ultimate collab. right?
Yes.
So this is combining the West Coast and the East Coast together. We will be working on getting some of our international parks represented as well. We are still building those connections. Our community is still growing. These are just the beginning stepping stones. These are the 4 first stepping stones, and then we're going up from there. And so it is myself, Megan the Magical Millennial, Beastly Appetite Eric, and then Yes Kel, who's Miss Everyday Mama?
Miss Everyday Mommy from
Mommy.
over at Walt Disney World. Mm-hmm.
And I got to meet her for the very first time. I don't know. I've seen her around before, but our paths have just not crossed. And I got to meet her. We filmed some fun content. It was a lot of fun. She's super, super chill. And so I'm really excited for this. And I'm kind of viewing this as a way to be able to have another outlet to be able to talk about more Disney stuff that doesn't necessarily fit into my normal random Disney things profile, but I can do more food related stuff. I do Dapper Snacker Time, but we can talk more in depth on certain topics and more news related things. I think is going to be really, really cool.
I do too. And yes, definitely. It's kind of like a great combination of our styles and the things that we like to talk about, which are, of course, Disney related. But I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to working with everyone. Obviously, we're great friends, so it's just a lot of fun to begin with. But it'll be some more magic for you coming your way.
I think we talk about this all the time, but again, people are just shocked that we know each other in real life and that we are friends in real life too. And people are just like, what do you mean you actually know each other? Yeah, guys, we actually know each other. We're not this, right? I mean, this is like a business venture, but it's also just like, hey, it's an excuse to hang out and make more content together. So it's great.
That's right. I mean, people are still finding out that we have a podcast together. So we're rolling,
which is even more mind blowing, right? But we did what was it? One of the comments even said, they're like, we already had the podcast and now we have this. And then someone commented, what do you mean they have a podcast?
Yes, surprise. Yes, we have a podcast and we're on the second season of ours so far. Of course, season 3. But yes, surprise. Hi,
goodness.
We are friends.
a lot of fun stuff.
And then there's also might be going over to Walt Disney World. Like we also will have some crossover. Obviously, Danielle's coming over here for D23. I might be going to Walt Disney World in April. Definitely coming over Hawaiian and Dine later this year. So it'll be a ton of fun seeing when we're on each other's coast too.
Our schedule's already piling up, and those are still like months away.
I'm
already panicking, and I don't know what to wear.
It'll work out. It'll all be fine. It's always worked out, and it will continue to work out just fine. That's right.
That's true. That's true.
But anyways, we also have some Disney news for you, so why don't we get into it?
We interrupt our program to bring you this
Disney news.
So things have come out about Season of the Force over on the West Coast at Disneyland. We have, this is probably one of the biggest Star Wars celebrations we've ever had over here. And I think they're trying to make up for the fact that Star Wars Night is not going to be on May the 4th be with you this year. But that's totally fine because there are so many new souvenirs. There's new merch. There's new food. There's Hyperspace Mountains coming back. We have new scenes for Star Tours that are coming out in just actually a couple days here. This is next week, and actually in a few days when this episode airs. So there's tons of stuff happening at Disneyland for Season of the Force.
Wait a second. Are we saying, okay, so as the Disney Worlder, I'm confused. So explain this to us. So you guys are having the separate Star Wars Nights parties. Those are after hours events, correct?
Yes.
Is this something that's happening all day during the day?
Correct. We have we have special food for Season of the Force, which is at Disneyland, and then there will also be a special menu for Star Wars Night with special characters.
Oh,
and the new fireworks show and all that. And oh my gosh, the fireworks show that's going to be happening and the music that's going to be going on in Batuu as the fireworks are going off, by the way, it's going to be a whole new thing. So you will hear music soon in Galaxy's Edge over here as the fireworks are going off, which is something that has not been done yet. I'm very excited for that.
That's going to be pretty cool. I think that's going to be awesome. Like,
because it is one of the best spots to watch the fireworks.
Right, just right there. Great scenery, Millennium Falcon. You're right there. You see them.
It's right above you. Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy. That's going to be so cool.
Oh my gosh, so many Star Wars things coming up in April and May, and I'm very, very happy with what Disneyland is rolling out for us pretty soon. So,
wow.
We and that's at the same time as Pixar Fest, by the way. So we're gonna have a lot going on in the April-May period. But overall, it's very exciting, and I think they're really trying, which I'm very happy about and very grateful. They're trying to make up for the fact that obviously Haunted Mansion, the whole left side of the park is going to be closed down,
Right.
starting May 1st. So, I think this will help draw people around and scatter people around the parks instead of just piling into the attraction lines. So this is what Danielle and I have been talking about for a while.
Oh,
But yeah.
gosh. I mean, we'll take what we can get, but that's exciting though. I know all
Yeah.
the Pixar nerds and the Star Wars nerds, they're gonna be living their best
Combined,
life over in
right?
Disneyland this year.
Yes. And Pixar Fest, of course, is at both parks. So, oh, and Danielle, they are gonna put a show in Fantasyland Theater. I don't know if we talked about that, but
No.
yeah, Fantasyland Theater is getting a Pixar show. So finally, yay, we have entertainment
Is
in
it
that
like an
theater.
actual show or is it just a meet and greet spot?
I think it's gonna have like a dance party, probably a meet and greets, activities. That I actually met with a costume designer for this particular experience, and she doesn't even know really what it's gonna be yet, but
Huh.
it'll draw people over that way. So that's all I know.
Again, we'll just take what we can get at this point.
We'll take what we can get. That's right.
Well,
But what's happening over on your coast?
so there was a post that came out. So we're not getting like Pixar Fest or anything. We have little tiny things that are just like little updates that are going to be happening for the summer here at Walt Disney World. For example, we do know that Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be opening up at Magic Kingdom, but we still don't have a date yet. We got introduced to some fuzzy characters and some original characters. Actually, today, as we're recording this podcast, some of their names have been released, some of their little backstories and how these came about were released, which is very exciting. But specific to Disney World, Disney Springs is getting a drone show.
Yes, you got drones. That's really cool.
It's very cool. We had a drone show once upon a time during one Christmas season, and this was what, 2014, 2015, something like that. And we haven't seen anything since then, but it's called Disney Dreams That Soar, and it's a summertime experience that will be late night, little thing for visitors. So let's see. I'm reading through exactly what they're calling this. You Can Fly takes on a whole new meaning as we showcase Disney stories celebrating the joy of flight with state-of-the-art drones choreographed to create designs in the sky paired with soaring musical scores. Oh, very cool. And now these are going to be
cool.
Running nightly from May 24th through September 2nd.
May 24th, September 2nd. Oh, well, I gotta book a trip over there during summer, I think.
Twist my arm.
Twist my arm, why don't you? Okay, I guess I'm going to Disney World.
Intrigued. And so by what I've also seen in this, people have been saying that turn your eyes to the skies above the west side. So that means that the main viewing area where everything is going to be staged, like to be able to see it the best, is going to be if you are near the water side from the west side. So where Splitsville is, from all of those restaurants over there where AMC movie theater, that side is going to be where your main focal point is going to be. And if you're on the Disney Springs, not Disney Springs, on the marketplace side, closer to World of Disney, Rainforest Cafe, you're going to be seeing it at a right side angle and not straight onto where the image is being projected.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So something to bear in mind, y'all.
Yes, and that makes sense. You got to get the right vantage point, I guess, for those. But that's really exciting. The only time I've ever seen the drone show, I was lucky to see in Paris. So I think I need to make my way over and see it at Springs as well this summer.
Hey.
As an update, y'all, it is my turn to purchase my D23 tickets. So
here, you go
on my
focus
phone.
on that. And I'll read through these next couple little updates. So, one of these is not actually a very big update for us. The next one is talking about that Joy from Inside Out is going to be moving over to Hollywood Studios, which is very exciting. I mean, she's been here. She's been hanging out over at Epcot near Figment for a long time, but she is finally moving over towards Hollywood Studios because, from what I understand, they're also going to be doing either a sneak peek or something is going to be happening over at that same time, because Inside Out 2 releases in theaters on June 14th. So she's going to start appearing in Pixar Plaza right there outside of not Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land on June 10th. So I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if maybe that means that more characters from Inside Out might be appearing. We don't usually get to see Sadness over here in Disney World as much as they do over in Disneyland. So that'd be cool if we can maybe get some other characters as well.
That would be cool.
How's it going, Megan? As you're typing in your information, are you selecting your tickets? Do you got the right levels?
Oh, I'm really confused.
Well, remember, there's the section where it's going to be Honda Civic Center and also the one that's non-Honda Civic Center.
I know, but like nothing's working.
Oh no. And you're like, I can't refresh the page or else I might lose everything. I'm
just so confused. It's like I am a gold member, but like why can I not click on anything?
Oh, okay. Here, our friends, we have all our phones are blowing up. I have another group message that is blowing up too. Our friends Cole and Kaylee, Bippity Boppity Beard and his wife, they're saying, well, good gravy. Someone said that they paused the queue to solve a technical issue.
Oh, that's what I'm experiencing right now.
Is that what you're experiencing?
Yeah, y'all. So I don't know if you can see on the screen for those of you who like watching on YouTube. There are no clickable links on the ticket page. You can't click on anything.
Oh no! Here, I'll text them and let them know. Y'all are listening, and
you're getting real life updates on the D23 queue right now.
D23 struggles.
D23.
Okay,
you figure one of the biggest companies in the world would have this down by now, but sadly, no. Technology fails us all. That's hilarious. Yeah. So it says under the D23 Preferred Ultimate Fan Pass, y'all, that is the $1,000 pass that has preferred seating for the panels. It says gold members only. I am a gold member, so I should have that clickable link. And then it says under D23 Ultimate Fan Pass, which is just for both venues, just the regular pass. It says tickets go on sale Thursday, August 8th. No, they don't. They went on sale 27 minutes ago. Excuse you. Oh no, D23 is having issues. Okay.
Someone in the group chat is saying, this is Oogie Boogie all over again.
It's true. It's true. I wonder when this went, if people actually got their tickets or what, because I don't know when this started happening.
Somebody said that there were people able to access the queue even though they weren't gold members.
Yikes on yikes.
So they are, I think that's what's happening is they're trying to freeze it because people that aren't gold members are able to access right now.
I mean, there is a timer sitting on my thing that says 11 minutes. So if I get kicked out, will I have to enter the queue again? That's gonna suck. I don't know. Should you open up another queue in another device? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Real-time updates from the Disney Countdown Show.
You know what? And what's crazy is that again, like this is happening also in the chat message is, this is a multi-million-dollar company. Like you said, Megan, like we shouldn't be having these issues.
Nuts? Why are we having these issues?
I will explain. So with my time of working in Disney technology, when I worked in POS front of house system support, there are so many things that Disney themselves do not want to pay to do or create anything in-house, that so many programs are created through these third parties and then are bought by Disney and are telling these companies, hey, we want to change X, Y, and Z to make it fit for us. And most of those changes do not fit to what actually is capable by these technologies.
They can't do it, right?
They can't do it.
So they outsource, but the outsourcing is not what Disney needs.
Exactly. But it's, again, whoever is saying they can do it the cheapest, and it shows up.
and it shows. Okay. Yeah. So y'all, I will not be getting my tickets probably in the next 10 minutes. So we're gonna continue with our
moving on.
We're gonna move. You know what we're gonna do, Danielle? We're gonna distract ourselves with a little game. I think that's the way we need to do.
Do you want to distract yourselves with a game? Absolutely.
I would like to just take a break from this real quick. Yes. Let's play a game. Chris, are we there?
I am here. We do have a game. We have a fun game. Full transparency. I've got a lot going on, guys. So sometimes I need a little help. So I reached out to some friends in our Patreon group and Facebook and Discord, and they're going to help out with this one. This one's called the Outsourced Trivia Quiz.
Ooh, speaking of outsourcing.
Just like Disney outsources help for its technical needs, Chris outsources for trivia questions.
Yes.
I love this.
Name it. That's the motto of the day, outsourcing.
For this game, you'll be working together. I'll give you a question. There will be 4 different possible answers. One of the answers is correct. The other 3 were written by members of the Patreon group and paid subscribers and Facebook group. And like I said before, in Discord. If you're not a member of those things, you should definitely join because you get to do cool stuff like this. I have another game in the works that I'll probably be starting up very soon that will directly involve all those same people. So I hope that you will join us for that. But be careful, though, with these questions and answers because they are trying their hardest to fool you both with the answers that they've given.
Oh, I'm excited. Let's do it.
So you've got quite a few, so see if we can work through them all. And if you do pick one of the incorrect answers, I'll shout out the people that wrote it. So at the end, I will shout out everyone that helped out because it's very helpful of them to do that. I really appreciate their involvement. Okay. So here we go. Here's the first one. Oh, no. How long was the genie stuck in the lamp before Aladdin released him? 5,000 years, 9,000 years, 10,000 years, or 12,000 years?
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Wow.
That's right. And the unison part was really helpful with that.
You're welcome.
That was correct. Okay, moving straight on to the next one. How old is Crush in Finding Nemo? 75, 110, 150, or 175?
150, dude. And still young.
I'm getting the idea that maybe you're just going to quote things every single time that you have an answer come up.
Of course, if they're from movies.
Even better.
There's one Disney princess with a tattoo. Who is it? Pocahontas, Moana, Merida, excuse me. Yeah, we'll just do those three. Pocahontas, Moana, and Merida.
That'd be Pocahontas.
Pocahontas as well.
Shoulder.
Which is kind of cool to think about. I mean, it's accurate. She's like it with the tattoo. So, hey.
We had quite a few people suggest Moana. So they were
which makes sense because of Maui.
There's a lot of tattoos going on.
Yeah.
Hey, by Moana too, she could have her own tattoo, like her own tribal tattoo. You never know.
She could.
Yeah.
Moana too.
Moving on. With the voice of John Travolta, the title character of which 2008 Disney animated film is a white dog with a lightning-shaped marking on its coat? Flash, Duke, Balto, or Bolt?
Bolt.
Bolt is correct as well.
Fun fact, I've never seen that movie.
Really?
No, I've never seen it.
It's pretty good.
I need to watch it. I do. Miley Cyrus is in it.
Another one to add to the list.
Yeah. God, 2008? It's that old? Oh my gosh. Wowza.
Moving on, what's the name of the Jonas Brothers band in Camp Rock? 3-Pete, Connect 3, J3, or Three's a Crowd?
Connect 3.
Connect 3 is correct.
We rock.
Fantastic. We're just running right through these. What was the first Disney animated movie to be given a PG rating? Oliver and Company, The Black Cauldron, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
Black Cauldron.
Do you know that for a fact?
Are you guessing?
I'm saying it's Black Cauldron.
Are you guessing it's the Black Cauldron, or are you saying it's the Black Cauldron?
I'm saying it's the Black Cauldron.
Well, good, you are correct.
I didn't know that. I would have guessed Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And that was a good... Who submitted that one?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was Alicia.
Nice, Alicia.
I would say John.
Alicia's in the chat. Hi, Alicia.
Hey. That's a good one. Yes.
Very good. And I'm glad you knew that, Danielle, because I would have been not just
it was right. And that's half of the reason why it didn't do so well, because since it was like the first animated movie to have a PG rating, parents are like, wait, what?
They're like, no, we shouldn't take our kids.
Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Back when people paid attention to the ratings.
Oh gosh.
Moving on to the next one. Here we go. How did producers get the perfect lion's roar in The Lion King? They played an actual lion roar, but slowed it down. They recorded lions at the zoo. They brought in lions to record their roar in the studio. And finally, they actually used tigers.
They used tigers.
I think it's tigers.
And you'd be correct. They used tigers.
That's right. Which is so interesting because... I mean, are they similar? I guess that maybe, yeah.
Well, one's louder, and it's a slightly higher pitch. I think it's not as low.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it is Lion King's 30th anniversary, and Animal Kingdom is celebrating with exclusive merchandise from June 10th to September 6th, and all that other fun stuff. So they're doing stuff for Lion King's 30th anniversary.
That's a big number 30. Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Moving on. Which Disney animated feature has the most songs? Little Mermaid, Alice in Wonderland, Mary Poppins, or Beauty and the Beast?
Oh.
It's not so easy now, is it?
No,
that
it's
one's
not.
a hard one.
That's a good one.
Because like more
I
by
think-
like
I
are we
think it-
talking by one song?
Oh my god. Oh no, it's between two for me.
I think it's Alice in Wonderland.
I think it's Beauty and the Beast.
We have to come to an agreement.
Oh yeah, we
They
do.
could
Are
both
we
be wrong.
talking?
No, I think you're right, Danielle.
Because Alice in Wonderland, like almost everything is in a song format almost.
True. I think a lot of songs in Wonderland, so I think you're right.
What if it's just one giant song, though?
Oh, that's true.
It's not the case. You are correct. It is Alice in Wonderland.
I knew you were right, Danielle. I had a feeling. I think I've heard that somewhere that it's not what you think. Alice in Wonderland has the most songs.
Right.
This one should be a pretty easy one, I think. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. What time does the royal ball start in Cinderella? 6, 7, 8, or 9?
Hold on. I'm thinking this is referenced in the Bippity Boppity Boutique. I did a whole thing about the clocks and how they're placed.
This is all you because
We're all counting on
I
you.
want to say it's 8 o'clock.
8.
I say it's 8.
I wouldn't go to a ball after 6 o'clock, but Cinderella's ball was indeed at 8 o'clock.
Yay, Danielle! With her fairy godmother knowledge.
Oh, wow. I'm impressed with myself. If you did not know, the boutique location inside Disney Springs, there is a clock represented in each of the rooms. And the clock represents where, like, it's painted on the walls or it's referenced in the dressing rooms. That clock is set to the time of which certain things should be happening before Cinderella gets to the ball.
That's so cool. Did not know
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Two
Love it.
more.
Okay.
In Pinocchio, he and his father are consumed. Yeah, that's a weird way to write that. I'm not sure why I wrote it that way. In Pinocchio, I guess that's why, because I didn't want to have Pinocchio twice.
Mhm.
Now I get it. In Pinocchio, he and his father are consumed by a massive blue whale. What is the whale's name? Monstro, Maelstrom, Mastro, or Magnifico?
Monstro.
Monstro is obviously correct. And the final last question for this game. In the 101 Dalmatians, how many puppies did the dogs originally have? 10, 14, 15, or 20?
Oh, I want to say 14. But Janelle, do you know?
Hold on, I'm thinking really hard to my dialogue. I think it's only 10.
I vague. Oh, you say 10. Oh, I vaguely remember 14
Wait.
in the movie.
No, you're right. Is it 14?
Oh, no,
Because
was it
she's
10?
like, they come out
I know,
like,
they say it. They say the
12
number.
puppies! And then like, no, one didn't make it, and then they rub it, and then it
it's
comes
actually
back to life.
alive. Yeah.
I would say 14.
You would say 14. I want to thank Adam and Amy for giving me that incorrect answer. The correct answer is 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah. So that's it. Those are all the questions we had. Thank you so much to everyone that helped out. Brandon, Adam, Alicia, Amy, Emily, Zach B, Kayla, Leanne, Jeffrey, Job, and Hannah. Thank you so much for reaching out and helping with that one.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
That was a good
fun.
one. Good
Yeah.
game. Good job, guys.
Yay! Well, that was a super fun game. Thank you all so much. Thank you to the Patreons who contributed because we definitely got that last one wrong. So
I
you
love
tricked
that.
us.
We
Thank
were
you. That
we
was-
were on a roll though. We got some good ones.
We did. Yeah, I think that was a very, very crafty. Well played, everyone. And just as an update for D23 Expo, the queue is still not working, or the links are not working.
Well,
on
okay,
the ticket page. Danielle has an update too.
back to
on the
the
group chat.
Back to the group friend chat as we're trying to
Yeah.
get this figured out. Someone said that there was a update that just happened that's popping up in. Oh, I think everybody's seeing it.
Yeah. So basically, I refreshed because my time was up in the purchasing ticket page. Refreshed, and it gave me my time back. So I'm still in here, but there are still no clickable links at all.
What?
Nothing's happening.
It says, the update I'm seeing is, we are currently aware of technical issues that guests may be experiencing with the ticketing site and hope to resume pre-sale shortly. Thanks for your patience. So, yes.
Such a shame when this happens. It's like, okay, because we obviously for gold members, for those who don't know, it is a yearly membership fee. So, when you pay that,
and it's not cheap. It's like $100 or something like that, if not
it's
more.
$120. Yeah. So, which you get the gift every year, and you get your magnets and stuff, but you also hope that the presale goes on without a hitch, and it is not. So, anyway, I will keep that open, and hopefully we'll have an update for you by the end of the episode that Magical Millennial gets her tickets, because as of right now, no one has gotten any tickets, as far as I know.
No, not even our friends. So again, we will keep you posted and updated. But until then, Megan, let's tell some jokes. How does that
Let's
sound?
tell some jokes. I think this is another little distraction, Disney distraction from what's happening over at D23. I am so excited to hear your jokes. This is our top 5, starting off right out the gate with top 5.
Well, okay. And so for a little bit more context for y'all, as we're going to be going through these jokes, my jokes are very much catered towards a ride and attraction here at Walt Disney World. Disneyland's Jungle Cruise, the whole ride and sequence of events is very different, if you did not know. One of the main key differences is that Disney World, we have a temple that we go through.
I love the temple. My favorite part.
Right. And then Disney World or Disneyland, you guys don't have a temple, but you have piranhas that attack your boat. We don't have piranhas.
They weren't working for a little bit, but we now have the piranhas back. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So some of our jokes might tie in with those key elements because they are at different sequences. So we might have
we'll explain the situation.
We'll try to set it up a little bit if we need to.
Yes. We'll do a little setup. Correct. So Danielle, I can't remember who went first on the last countdown, but I'm gonna let you take this one. Why don't you go first for the Jungle Cruise jokes?
You keep a side eye over on your D23 queue line. I'll do this first one. Now, this first one is these giant butterflies that are both in Disneyland and Disney World. And the joke is, yes, do you see those over there on that log? We call them margarine flies because we can't believe they aren't butterflies.
That's good.
Butter, can't believe it's not butter. I think that one was a very good one. I've only heard it. A lot of the older skippers will use that one, but not a lot of the younger skippers. I like it. When the timing's just right, that's a good one.
I like that. Okay. I have not heard that one. That's not a joke that is told over here, at least as far as I know. So that's good. Margarine flies. That's funny.
Margarine flies.
Love it. Love it. Alrighty, so my number 5, and this is actually plays into what Danielle said perfectly because yes, it is specific to Disneyland, and it is at almost the end of the ride where the piranhas are here attacking the boat, and the skipper goes, now these are man-eating piranhas, so women and children, don't worry, you are safe. I love that one.
That is a good one.
I love my dad jokes, and that's like so good.
That's really is like the backbone of the Jungle Cruise. Is the more cringy and the more dad jokey they are, the better the cruise
funnier
is.
they are. That's true. Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
Oh, like the other one that I really love for my number 4. Is when you pass the python in the tree and the boat's passing by and they look to it and says, okay, does everybody see that snake up in the tree? Does anybody know what the name of that snake is called? And someone will yell, a python. Very close, sir. We call that plastic.
That's good. That's good. Okay, another one. I've never heard that said in land, but we have the same python sitting in the tree.
But is your python looking at some water buffalo?
There's a water buffalo sitting. Yeah, it's hissing at it. Yes.
See, where ours is hissing at the boat, so it looks like you have more of a direct contact. Like the python is coming towards you. It's
looking
actually
at
pretty
you.
close to the left side of the boat.
Oh yeah. Okay, I need to go on it again just to. I've only been on Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom's Jungle Cruise one time, and that was with the Dapper Danielle, and I was in awe of the temple. So I need to go on it again and take a closer look. But yes. I love that one. A python joke almost made my top 5. It'll be in my 6 through 10 for sure. Yeah.
Okay. It'll be the bonus episode.
Yes, it will. All right. So this one, number 4, is a very short one, but it gets me every time, and I always laugh at it because it just gets me. It is when you are exiting the boat, and It's happens a few times where a skipper will say, one last joke for all you mind readers out there. And he'll be silent. Because get it? Because he'll do the joke, I think it's so funny.
I like that.
And I always laugh. I laugh to play along in the joke that like, oh, I got it. Like I got, like we did telepathy, or just because it's so cheesy. But
well, and you get the right skipper that has that really dry humor, and they're just
I love, yes, the very like blank stare, dry humor. I love that.
They're hilarious, and I feel bad for whenever you have a boat that's like doesn't get it, and I'm just like, no, these people are hilarious. You need to understand this.
Yes, laugh,
you people. Actually, what's funny is my number 3 also lines up with when you're exiting.
Mm-hmm.
So you're pulling up in the boat, you're about to exit, and they're doing their safety spiel. Make sure you keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat at all times. Remember, if you actually, you look over here, there is a dock on the right and there is a dock on the left. We call this a paradox. And then if you look over here, there's going to be a skipper on the left and a skipper on the right. We call those a paradorks.
Danielle, that's my number 3 too. Oh my God. Literally word for word. That's my number 3.
The paradox and the paradorks.
The paradox, yes. Oh, that's so funny.
That's so great. God. And then you have a group of cast members that they love messing with each other, and then they'll hear it because the one's on the speaker. He's like, he calls them a pair of dorks, and then they'll yell back at him, "Who are you calling a dork?" And like, oh, so funny.
I love the skipper banter interaction when they're like either on or off the boat. It's great. It's just a good time over at Jungle Cruise. Good vibes. Oh. Okay, so that's my number 3, y'all. We literally synced up. It was maybe bound to happen for Jungle Cruise, but
I'm
that
honestly
is
shocked.
my number 3.
Because again, like I didn't think that we would have. Okay, I was honestly thinking we would not have any of the same jokes.
There's got to be some. We have some crossover. Obviously, we have the sleeping zebra joke on both coasts. That's the classic. So, yes, there is bound to be some crossover, but I can't believe that was both of our number 3s.
Right there in the middle. Boom.
Insane. Okay. Well, okay. So there's my explanation as well. What's your number 2, Danielle?
Number 2. Moving on. Actually, we're going to get through this one pretty quick. Okay. So number 2 for me. Okay. This one, it's actually kind of 2 that tie in together. Number 1, the joke is that our temple, it has a name. It's called Shirley's Temple.
Love that.
Like Shirley Temple.
One of my favorite drinks.
Exactly. We'd love a good Shirley Temple. And so when you enter into the Shirley Temple, I've only ever seen one skipper do this. One skipper. And he enters it. So in our temple, our skippers don't talk. This is a chance for them to like sit down and they don't say anything, and you're just listening to the eerie music as you go through and you see the tiger. And this one skipper in particular, he grabs the microphone and you don't see it because it's dark in there, and we're passing by the tiger and the music starts getting creepier. Then you start hearing him sing, "It's a small world after all." Oh, sorry guys, wrong attraction. I didn't mean to scare you. And
that's so funny.
Was so funny, and everybody started dying laughing because everybody's like so tense. You're getting closer to the cobras, and then all of a sudden you hear this cast member singing "It's a Small World" in the creepiest voice possible. Everybody's dying laughing. I need a skipper to listen to this and bring back that joke, and just randomly in the middle of the temple, and that just be it, out of context.
That's hilarious. I don't think that ever happened on the one I was on, but that's really funny.
It's
just
been
like
a long time,
voice.
But that's the one that stuck with me.
That's great. Oh, that's so good. Nice. Yeah. Actually, my top 2 jokes, I've only heard probably a handful of times. This does not happen on every single Jungle Cruise ride, but my number 2. This one gets me. I had to swap between number 1 and 2 because I love these so much. But as you are coming up to the rhino scene where the guides are climbing up the pole trying to get away from the rhino and the hyenas are laughing at him, the skipper goes, "Oh my gosh, look how many rocks are on that beach." Gets me every time. I just love when you don't expect like they're just gonna say something completely out of what you think they're gonna say.
Well, because
I think
usually
it's so
they say
funny.
like, "Oh, I'm sure that other crew got the point."
It's such
in
an
the
outrageous
end.
scene
Like
that's
that's usually
happening.
the go-to joke.
And then, yeah.
Oh, dang it! Did I cut out again?
You did, yes. Yeah.
Well, so what's funny is that usually the go-to joke when you pass that scene is like, "Oh, it looks like that crew got the point in the end."
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But for it to be so off topic and just like the ADD squirrel brain, you're just like rocks.
Right? I think that's what I love about it. It's like, oh my
That's a
gosh,
good
guys,
one.
how many rocks do you think are on that beach? Like, I think that's hilarious going past that. So, anyway, that's my
That
number
is
2.
a good one.
Thank
That
you,
is a
thank
good
you.
one. Okay,
Down to number 1 already.
down
Okay.
to number 1. Okay, this one I'm kind of actually second guessing if this one should have been my first, but I giggle every single time, and it's when they're going through and sometimes you have to wait to be able to exit off of the attraction, and you're kind of killing
Mhm.
time. You're going around the corner, you're in a hold pattern to be able to exit off the attraction, and the skipper is trying to entertain you, and it's just like they're going through a couple of questions. The one I like leading up to this is so where's everybody from? And then they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's focus on some foliage over here. We're gonna name some of these. This one's Dave. This one's Dan. Oh, this one, that's a hibiscus. This one down here, that's a lobiscus. I love the hibiscus
I
and
love
hibiscus
that.
reference. That's probably my favorite.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my god, and that just reminded me of a joke that I feel like could have made it in my top 5, but I think is going to go in my 6 through 10, so we'll get to that
saving it
later
for
on.
bonus episode.
As a bonus episode, that's right. But I love that one. Very, very good. That is I have heard the hibiscus and the lobiscus over here. That's
yes, I like it.
Mhm.
And when if they have to keep killing time and they just keep going for it and they just point out random stuff and they're like, that's a twig,
ad-libbing. I love that. Yeah.
that's a twig bug, and like just going through all of it.
Too good, too good.
What about you, Miss Megan?
Nice. Yeah, so my number 1, and of course, thank you guys so much for listening this far into the episode. Thank you for following along. And of course, following along our D23 Expo ticket buying experience, which y'all, it is not looking good in the first hour that this queue has been open.
No updates either from our chat of what's going on.
Yeah, so you have to follow us on the socials if Megan the Magical Millennial gets her tickets, and that's of course at Disney Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. You can also follow Disney content as well as Magical Millennial _ on all the things, and the Dapper Danielle on all the things.
Yes, our Patreon member Amber is also hanging out with us here virtually and in the virtual queue for D23, and she says that she is still number 23,552.
Amber, I'm still waiting for any sort of update in the ticket buying experience, which is the homepage, and nothing has happened. So here we go, everybody.
Atlanta. Well, what about your number 1, Miss Megan?
My number 1, yes. Okay. So this is the hippo scene when you're getting up to the hippos, and they are, of course, lifting their heads, wiggling their ears, blowing bubbles, and about to attack the boat. And the skipper goes, "Don't worry, everyone. I'll scare them off like I scared off my ex-girlfriend or boyfriend." And he just drops the mic and yells, "I love you!
I want a relationship! I want
I
you
want
to
to
be
get
my
married!"
parents!"
Yeah. When I first heard that joke, I kid you not, I literally belly laughed so hard. I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. That's great. And it's also the fact that y'all, if you know me, if you followed me on Instagram, you know that I don't like loud and surprising noises. Hence why Phantasmic gives me anxiety, because I don't like the cannon that goes off of the pirate ship. And so when they don't use the little pew pew that they have on the boat, and they don't have to shoot, they don't have to fire it off, and they just do that, I think it's fantastic. And I loved that option when you get to that hippo scene, and that's what they do. So I've had that happen 3 times where someone's done that, and big fan. That is my number 1 of all time. And I knew before we even when we said this was the episode, the countdown we're going to do, I knew that was going to be a number 1. So that was fun.
There was one guy that did the same thing, but instead of it being like, I want a relationship, he this one went on TikTok, and I think it went viral. He screamed, "Do you want to come to my improv show?"
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
And he's like, yeah, that usually scares them off. I won't hear from them for another 6 months.
That's right. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Oh,
Any of the ones they ad-lib a little bit are amazing.
Right. It makes it more personal to them, and that's what makes it even funnier.
Yes. We love our skippers.
Yes. And then there's also holiday jokes too, y'all, for over here at Walt Disney World during the Jingle Cruise. Those are just as amazing. And I think it's so creative. They really, really do.
This is my petition to bring back Jingle Cruise for Disneyland. Please. I don't think it'd be that hard.
It's really not. You're just putting a Santa hat on a monkey and that's it.
Just put a wreath on an elephant, please. Just put some lights up somewhere.
That's all we want.
That's all I'm asking.
Our Patreon followers are sounding off in the comments also as they're listening to this live show recording. They're like, yes, we second this motion.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you for validating.
Yes. Well, again, y'all, thank you so much for listening this far into the podcast. We genuinely appreciate you, and we will keep you updated on if anything changes during our D23 ticket wait times. Nothing to report as of now, so I guess until next time.
Have a very magical day.
And night-night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight. What's a good Jungle Cruise thing to end on the podcast, though? What should we say here at the very end?
Get out. I'm sorry. Please get out.
Get out. Come on, Megan. I need one too. Oh, good one. This episode of the Disney Countdown Show is brought to you by our members of our exclusive Club DC 33.
Mayor B 13.
Zach Brown.
Lindsay Marie.
Danielle Boudreau.
Liz.
Kayla.
Maggie, Millennial Speaker of the House.
Sarah.
Piper.
Nikki.
Mark O.
Janelle.
Hannah Trebert.
Stephanie.
Cammie.
Haley Rose.
Debbie F.
Gab.
Shalimar.
Mindy.
Vicky Lovett.
Courtney Yarborough.
Brianna.
Emily.
Amber.
Julia.
Jessie.
Kiki.
Leanne.
Bernie.
Jeffrey.
Melody P.
Adam.
Heather.
Ann Wick.
Chica.
Aspen.
Diana at the Castle.
To have your name read at the end of our new episodes and to receive a bunch of magical perks, please check out our Patreon via the link in the episode notes.
Or visit patreon.com/Disney Countdown Show. We'll see you there.